All right, cool. So let's keep moving down. So we were at Michigan State, LIU, Brooklyn. I gotta ask, any chance LIU Brooklyn wins this game right now?
You know, LIU Brooklyn, they're a fun team. I actually watched their conference tournament also. They're a good team. Will they be able to pull it off? Not unless Draymond Green can't play in this game, and everything goes.
We did see Draymond Green get hurt at the end.
He did, but he'll be back.
Is that going to affect Michigan State at all?
They don't need him. Right. Tom Izzo, another one of those coaches, like I was saying with Boeheim, with Jim Calhoun in UConn. I don't know the last time he lost in the first round. He has team after team. They always seem to get to that Final Four, at least the Elite Eight round. I don't think they'll get that far this year, but certainly they're not losing in the first round.
Any chance LIU Brooklyn pulls it off?
No, because Michigan State has gone far in a bunch of years. Last year they didn't, but they weren't that good last year. They had 15 losses. But in 2010, Final Four, 2009, championship game, and if you go 2008, Sweet 16, 2005, Final Four, 2003, Elite Eight. So Tom Izzo and the Spartans know how to get far in the tournament, so that's why I have them winning it all eventually.
All right, wow, 5 minutes to do this whole bracket. I just got signed. All right, so Memphis, St. Louis, I think will be a close game. Let's speed it up here. Memphis, St. Louis, close game. I like Memphis. Whoever wins that game, either of them have a shot to beat Michigan State?
I believe so. I think that if Memphis can win it, Josh Pastner's a great coach. They got some good leadership on that team. They've been here before. They were ranked high at the beginning of the season. But then again, St. Louis, even if they were able to pull off the upset of Memphis, not really an upset at the 8-9, St. Louis was a ranked team this season. They only have 7 losses. Both of those are dangerous teams. Michigan State certainly does not have an easy road to even the Sweet 16.
Tim.
I have Memphis beating St. Louis, but and I do think that Memphis could give Michigan State a tough run. That'll probably be a good game if that one sets up.
I have Memphis, but I still think Michigan State pulls that off. All right, we keep going down now. Another one of these Mountain West teams, New Mexico, Long Beach State. Who do I have in the game? I have New Mexico. Long Beach State, I've just, as long as I've been following March Madness, they've always been a 15 or a 16 seed. This is probably as high as I've seen them. That may play a little bit into my mind as think of them as one of those weaker teams. But I think New Mexico is the strongest of all those West Coast teams this year.
They're an upset-bound team, Long Beach State. They're a real good team. They're playing well at the right time. But I think New Mexico is playing even better at the right time and a better team. They won their tournament. New Mexico gets that 5 seed. I think they win that game. Then I have Louisville winning the next one. And I have New Mexico making the run to the Sweet 16. And it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there.
All right.
I have New Mexico beating Michigan State and making it to the Elite Eight.
All right, Tim.
No, I have Mexico winning that first game against Long Beach State, but then facing Louisville, and eventually Louisville advancing simply because they won the Big East. I think apparently it didn't help last year getting to the final of the Big East tournament, but this year hopefully, for them, it'll get them to the Sweet 16 against Michigan State.
Yeah, I actually have Louisville beating Michigan State, going to the Elite Eight. Once again, when I do my brackets, I've done this past couple years, it's always worked for me. I place a lot of emphasis on the conference tournament. I like Louisville. I like more Michigan State. Oh, I've heard Davidson thrown into that upset mix though. Obviously, they're not in the days of Steph Curry anymore. They don't have that shoot the lights out team. Not an upset to worry about.
Not at all. I feel a lot for Murray State here. The Racers, 30-1 and a 6 seed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think Murray State should have been a lot higher.
I understand that they play in a conference and they lost to Tennessee State, and their toughest game was probably just that St. Mary's game, and they haven't had many tough games. But they're 30-1. Give these kids some respect. They finished top 10 in the national rankings. Tournament committee barely had them in the top 24, giving them a 6 seed. I think it's terrible. I think Murray State is going to use, I keep using this same term, but it applies for a lot of teams, that chip on their shoulder. No respect for us. Let's go out and show them that we deserve a better seed. I think they're going to beat Davidson, team of the past. Davidson used to be that team everyone loved to talk about. Now it's Murray State.
Well, Davidson's playing Louisville. Thanks for that whole rant, though.
Wow, Davidson is playing Louisville. Colorado State, there you go. Even better. Colorado State getting in. I don't think that they have enough to do it. Out of those West Coast conferences that just haven't really been there, doesn't matter who Murray State plays. I have them beating whoever they're playing in the first round. Yeah. Whoever it may be. Colorado.
The thing I like about Murray State, and this may come from me being mostly a football guy, that's my big sport, there's really not much you can study on them. Most of the teams they've played are not legitimate teams.
Nobody knows them.
You can't get it. Exactly. They're that team. Even these experienced coaches won't really know what's going on. It's going to take, I see Murray State jumping out to a lot of leads because the other coaches aren't really going to know what to do. They're going to have to adjust as the game goes on. And if they can jump out to a big lead.
Mr. Cannon will take over that game and win it for Murray State.
I actually have Murray State going. I have Marquette in the next round beating BYU Iona, but I have Murray State going to the Sweet 16. Tim, can Murray State continue this miraculous season?
No, I have Colorado State beating them in the first round.
Really?
How many Colorado State games have you won? You're choosing it just for the
upset. 31, but they lost to Tennessee State, and they had a couple close games. They also only won by 2 in the conference championship
quickly.
against Tennessee State. If you can only win by 2 and lose to Tennessee State, I don't think you
They
can
won.
do one in the
A win's a
tournament.
win. If they win every game by 2, they're going to get a trophy.
All right, now down to those last 4.
No, I'm not letting you go. I need to give my one little rant on Iona here. The Iona Gales who are getting all of the dispute.
We already got
But I
this.
haven't gone far enough. I want every single person watching the show to believe me and to come back and shake my hand when Iona is able to beat Marquette, the Big East powerhouse, in the first round. Scott Machado is going to have 30 assists. He's going to dish it out. They're going to take over. It's not even going to be a game. Iona is going to prove that they deserve to be here. They're going to lose to Murray State. Too bad. Whatever.
All right, so we both have Murray State in Sweet 16.
Yes.
Florida, Virginia, another one of these 7-10 games. Missouri, I think, is really
Virginia will
should
win
have been
it.
the 1 seed. Virginia, I have Florida, but I don't. It's one of those
Florida
games that
can't win
doesn't
big
matter,
games.
right?
Ask Kentucky or Vanderbilt how they do in big games. Virginia will win it. Doesn't matter, though. They're both going to lose to Missouri. Missouri, Murray State. Quickly, who?
I got Missouri coming out of this bracket, going to the Final Four and
I
more.
have Missouri getting to the Elite Eight, but again, Michigan State
To your
advancing.
national
All right.
champion. I have Missouri getting there, beating University of New Mexico.
So
getting to the Final
our
Four.
Final Four collectively, we have Kentucky from the South, we have 3 different people in the East, Kansas in the Midwest, Mizzou in the West. My Final Four personally, I have 3. Well, my voice is gone. I'm starting to get my Dickie V. Really channel my inner Dick Vitale here, baby. I have Baylor, Kansas, Missouri, 3 Big 12 teams. I'm not sure how confident I am. 3 teams from the same conference making it, but they're 3 exceptional teams. Florida State's my other one. After what they did with Duke, with UNC, I'm not picking against a team that wins those kind of big games. They step up when they need to. That's why I have them beating Vanderbilt. Same reason I don't have Syracuse going this far. So let's break it down. Max, who are your Final Four?
Final Four, I got the 3 number 1 seeds in Kentucky, Cuse, UNC. I'm not going to scream as loud as you if that's okay. My number
Don't
2
take
seed
it,
in the
baby.
bottom left. It's all right. Trying to save the voice. Then Missouri coming out from that bottom left. I think Kentucky handles Missouri in what will be a fun game to watch, but I don't think Denman can get it done, the Pressey twins. I think Kentucky's way too big inside. Ricardo Ratliff can't contend with Anthony Davis. And the X Factor, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I know Davis got Player of the Year in the
fun to watch all year.
SEC. Kidd-Gilchrist is a better player. He's going to be better in the NBA. He doesn't have a unibrow. He's better looking. He's going to make the championship. Syracuse takes down UNC on the other side in what will be a great game. I just don't think UNC can shoot around Syracuse. Cuse, UK in the finals. Going to be the best game. Everyone's wanted it all season. 31-2 versus 32-2. That's Syracuse Orange with that deep bench. They're going to get their big men in foul trouble. Fab Melo is going to have a day. He's going to show Anthony Davis how to put on a couple pounds and play like a man. Syracuse is going to win it all. National champion, Syracuse Orange.
We've gone from experience to talent to personal grooming.
Everything
Tim,
gets
Final
in.
Four.
Right. Beauty of the bracket.
Okay. I have the Final Four: Kentucky, Michigan State, Ohio State, and then Kansas. I have Michigan State beating Kentucky simply because Kentucky has struggled in some of the big games. They lost to Vanderbilt at the end, and then I don't know. Something about Michigan State, though, is really why. Because Michigan State, I feel like Michigan State and Ohio State were 2 of the best teams in the country. They played 3 games against each other, if you include that Big Ten championship game. All of them were really close, and Michigan State have the left side of the bracket. And then Kansas beating Ohio State because I'm not confident enough in Ohio State. They've been... last year I had them winning it all. That didn't come through, and so I have Michigan State, Kansas, and then Michigan State.
All right, I got Baylor, Missouri, Big 12 matchup again. I like Missouri in that, and Florida State, Kansas as much as I like Florida State. See, I'm having some trouble with that one. I may like Florida State too. I have to do more research. Florida, Kansas State. Whoever does it though, I like Missouri. I think they have a lot of experience. They beat Kansas. They beat Kansas once, and then really they should have beat them a second time. That game. Then again, that says a lot the other way. I got Missouri going, so we have Syracuse, Michigan State, Missouri. All that's left to do is play some basketball, guys. Thanks for watching. For Max and Tim, I'm Alex Barth. We'll see you next week, baby!